Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wilmington High School's Alumni Field. Welcome to WCTV's broadcast of tonight's Division IV North semifinal consolation game between the North Reading Hornets and the Wilmington Wildcats. Great game last week on both sides of the field for tonight. The Wildcats dropped a very close nail-biter to Marblehead Magicians at Marblehead High School. They were down 24-0 at halftime. They scored 17 unanswered points in the second half, and they fell short by a touchdown. Final score 24-17. North Reading, on the other hand, hung very tough against a very strong Melrose, undefeated Melrose team. Scored 2 touchdowns in the last few minutes of the game, and if it were not for a failed 2-point conversion that would have won the game for them, which was stopped, they probably would be in the championship game tonight. So we're almost ready for football action. Both teams are out at midfield. We want to thank you for joining us for WCTV's broadcast tonight. Great season for the Wildcats so far. They're 7-2 in the season. North Reading is, I believe, 6-3 on the season, and we're looking forward to a very good game tonight. Former Cape Ann League foes, the Wildcats and Hornets together many years until the Wildcats moved over to the Middlesex League. So North Reading has won the toss. They have deferred until the second half. Wilmington will receive the first half kickoff going right to left. And we'll be ready for first half action right after the national anthem as the players take the field. Back at Wilmington High School's Alumni Field, just about ready for tonight's game. Should be a competitive one, as I mentioned a couple of minutes ago. Wilmington hung tough against a very strong Marblehead team last week. Certainly ran away with the second half of last week's game and came just a one pass shy of getting the winning touchdown. The ball was intercepted down inside the 5-yard line with less than 2 minutes to go. So North Reading will be kicking off at their own 40-yard line. Kicking off for the Hornets, number 5, Alex D'Ambrosio. And we're just about ready for football action. It's a short kick.
Here we go. Go get it, go get it.
Taken by the Wildcats at the 30. John Kenny breaks free, and he's at the 35-yard line. Some of the same issues that faced the Wildcats last week. The ball was kicked into a no-man's land. 2 or 3 kicks dropped shy of the deep receivers for the Wildcats at last week's game. So we'll see if Coach Turner tries to fix that before we get too far into the game. Graham Smith played a valiant game at quarterback last week for the Wildcats. Number 5 leads the Wildcats on the field for their first series tonight. Mike Ducharme comes out wide to the left. Connor Benoit wide to the right. Tyler Roberts goes in motion. Handoff to Kenny around the right side. Breaks free for almost 5 yards up the middle. He's down to the 41-yard line.
Nice.
Good first down gain by John Kenny. Second and about 5.
Tackle on the play by North Reading's number 50, Jackson D'Angelo.
11-minute quarters.
Second and 5 for the Wildcats.
Kind of a sparse crowd. We want to acknowledge all of our veterans who will be honored on Veterans Day on Saturday. Everybody who was and is currently serving in the military. Roberts in the backfield. Handoff again to Kenny up the middle. He's close to a first down. Looks like he's out at about the 46-yard line. Stopped at the 45, so he's going to be a yard short, 3rd and 1 for the Wildcats.
Kenny on the carry for the Wildcats. Tackled after a gain of 4. 3rd down and 1 for Wilmington.
Kind of a sparse crew for WCTV tonight. I'm Chris Neville. I'll be calling the game, and I'll be doing one of the cameras. George Breslin is with me. He's got the close-up camera, and I'm sure George will be right on top of all the good action tonight. So Ducharme comes out wide to the left. Once again, Smith takes the hands off to Kenny, who finds some good running room up the left side, crosses midfield, and he's down to the 43-yard line of North Reading. Good open field running, good blocking by the Wildcats offensive line.
Carries good for a first down. Tackled on the play by North Reading's number 37, Kevin Brown.
A couple of Wildcat offensive linemen got banged up toward the end of last week's game as well, so we'll see what happens tonight. I see Carl Said at left tackle for the Wildcats. Kenny is stopped for a loss in the backfield. Forward progress is stopped at the 46-yard line.
Kenny stopped in the backfield by North Reading's number 54, Timothy Sanger. He's 2nd down, 13 for the Wildcats.
So Wildcats have 2nd down and 13 at the North Reading 46-yard line. A chilly night, but a very pleasant night here at Wilmington High School for the last regular season game. Well, I guess Thanksgiving is considered regular season, but that comes up in 2 weeks from tonight. Pass downfield is complete to Mike Ducharme at the 36-yard line. That's going to be just shy of a first down.
Tackled on the play by North Reading's number 2, Kyle Conley. Pass is good for a gain of 10 yards, 3rd down and 3.
Carl Said, I believe it's his first action so far this year at left tackle for the Wildcats. Okay, we got Ducharme out, split wide to the left. Benoit moves in motion into the backfield. His motion. Smith keeps it, and he's stopped. Good tackle on the play.
Smith is stopped at the line of scrimmage by North Reading's number 21, Gerald Kalagi.
Gerald Kalagi made the stop on Smith in the backfield.
4th down, 4 for Wilmington.
So Wilmington is faced with 4th and 4, and it looks like they're going to try to go for it. North Reading has had, as I said, an impressive season, beating some very strong schools. Masconomet, Pentucket, Triton, all schools that Wilmington used to have trouble with. Roberts is now split wide to the right. Smith goes in motion to the right, passes downfield, and it's incomplete. Broken up by Callaghy on the far sideline. So North Reading's going to take over on downs at their own 36-yard line. Good defensive stop by the Hornets on the Wildcats' first drive. 6:40 to go in the first quarter. North Reading splits 3 wide receivers out to the left. Kyle Bythrow. Hands off up the middle, big gain to the midfield. Handoff was to Alex D'Ambrosio, the running back. So that'll be a first down for the Hornets at the 49-yard line. Mike McCullough out split wide to the right. Mike McCullough is wide. Jake Bedell in the slot. Bythrow calls signals. keeps it, pitches back to the running back who finds more running room down to the 35-yard line. A lot of open holes on the defensive sideline for the Wildcats right now.
Ambrosio's carry's good for another Hornet first down. Tackle the play by number 26, John Kenny.
A little bit of a hurry-up offense, very similar to what the Wildcats saw last week against Marblehead. D'Ambrosio alone in the backfield with Bythrow. Pistol formation, man in motion, comes left to right, fakes the jet sweep, and he's trapped in the backfield, but he finds a little bit of running room, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Bythrow faked the handoff to the man in motion. Wildcats stopped that one for no gain. 2nd and 10 for the Hornets at the 35-yard line. North Reading primarily a running team, but Bythrow can open it up if he has to. Fakes the handoff, keeps it again himself. Stopped again for no gain, maybe a gain of a yard or so. It's like Dean Nally and Tyler Robertson in the tackle. Third and 9 for the Hornets. Calling signals. Passes out in the left flat. Gets some good running room, but he's knocked out of bounds at the 30-yard line. It was complete to the running back in the flat. It's going to bring up 4th down for the Hornets. 4th and about 4 yards to go at the 30-yard line. I'm sure they're going to be going for it at this point. John Kenny knocked the ball carrier out of play. Again, McCuller and Bedell split wide on the right. D'Ambrosio still the back in the backfield. Bythrow keeps it, and he's going to be stopped shy of the first down. The Wildcats will take over on downs. Good defensive stop by the Wildcats. So thus far in the first quarter, both teams have one drive. Both of them stopped on downs. The Wildcats will take over. Once again, about the 30-yard line, 29-yard line. 3:38 to go in the first quarter. Wildcats come up to the line. Roberts split wide to the right. Ducharme wide to the left. 4 wide receivers out. Handoff again to Kenny. Once again, he's stopped in the backfield for a loss of a yard. Looks like Coach Turner is trying to establish a running game here, but North Reading's been very strong on the defensive line up to this point. It's very still out here. No real wind, a little bit of a breeze, but nothing to deflect the ball at all. Once again, a handoff to Kenny around the left end. Breaks free, gets back to the 30-yard line. So he picked up about a yard and a half. But it's going to be 3rd and long for the Wildcats. 3rd and 9, just outside the 30-yard line.
Number 77, Colin Boucher.
It's good to see a couple of the offensive linemen. I see, Mike DeLucia, I think, went out of last week's game. Kyle Kenyon was banged up again, but they're both on the right side of the offensive line for the Wildcats. Smith is back to pass, scrambles a little, and he's taken down for a loss. Sacked in the backfield for a 5-6 yard loss at the 24-yard line.
By number 53, Michael Luciano. 4th down and 14 for the Wildcats.
So it'll be punt formation for the Wildcats. Graham Smith will be in to punt.
I think we have 11.
It's like Mike McCullough deep back for the Hornets, standing about his own 40-yard line. It's not a good kick. Actually, it falls short of midfield, and it's going to be downed just over midfield at about the 46-yard line. Taken by Jason Valley.
Takes over 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line.
Again, not a frigid night, but it's not warm either. We've had very good weather so far this season. Not bad game to call the games. The weather's been good, but much rather be doing it tonight, Thursday night, than tomorrow night, Friday night, when the forecasters are talking about possible record cold. So we'll enjoy this for what it is. Kyle Bythrow leads the Hornets back out with D'Ambrosio in the background, in the backfield. Sets up to the quarterback's left. Again, he passes out on the left side in the flat. He's taken down for a short loss on the far sideline. Good play by the Wildcat defenders. It's like John Kenny.
Tackle for a loss by number 4, Tyler Roberts.
Tyler Roberts is over there with Bailey Smith. So it'll be 2nd and about 12 for the Hornets. Ball is now at the 44-yard line. We're down to a minute to go in the first quarter. Primarily a running game so far. It's going to be a quick game if this keeps up. D'Ambrosio lines up to the left. Handoff up the middle. Finds some good running room. A big hole up the middle. And he's going to be brought down. Gain of almost 22 yards. It's going to be all the way down to the 33-yard line of Wilmington. Good draw play right up the middle.
North Reading from the Wilmington 33-yard line.
Call comes in from the sideline. Coach Jeff Wall for the Hornets has had a very good season. Very pleased with his team. Bythrow calls signals. Inside handoff again. Stopped in the backfield. Great play. Kyle Kenyon in on the play. Looks like Dean Nally was in there, as was Bailey Smith.
A loss of 3 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down, 13.
Pushes it out to the 35-yard line. 2nd and 13 for the Hornets. And it looks like we've come to the end of the first quarter with no score so far in the first quarter. Very quick quarter. Score Wilmington nothing, North Reading nothing. We'll be back with the second quarter action right after this message.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Welcome back to Wilmington High School. Second quarter action. North Reading has the ball 2nd and 13 from the Wilmington 35-yard line. Bythrow and D'Ambrosio still in the backfield. Bythrow lets the ball go on a pass on a cutback. It's complete, and the ball carrier still has it. He's finally knocked down at the 25-yard line. Good run on the wide receiver, Mike McCullough. Nice little pass out into the flat. Came across the grain and was stopped a little shy, so it's going to be 3rd and 4 for North Reading. Lionel Bean comes out split wide to the left. Ryan Edison in the slot on the left. Bythrow is back to pass again. He starts to run. He lets the ball go downfield, and it's incomplete. broken up down near the goal line. Tyler Roberts and looks like John Kenny on the coverage downfield. It's going to bring up 4th down and 4. And once again, 4 down territory for the North Reading Hornets. Coach Wall sends the call in. Once again, 2 wide receivers split out to both sides. By throw, back to pass, passes it out on the flat, and it's going to be incomplete. So the Wildcats stop him. Stop the 4th down attempt. It was intended to Alex D'Ambrosio, who took a big hit on the far side near the 30-yard line. So the Wildcats take over. 1st down once again for their 3rd drive of the game. D'Ambrosio looked like he was open for just a bit, but the pass got there just as the defender got there, and he took a pretty good hit at that location when he dropped the ball. Okay, we got Frazier and Benoit off to the right. Hand off to Kenny to the right side. He picks up 2 yards. Stopped after a short gain. Once again, good pursuit by the North Reading defensive line and linebackers.
And on the tackle for the Hornets, number 33, Joshua Goodell. He's 2nd down and 10.
Frazier and Benoit again split out wide to the right. Mike Ducharme goes out wide to the left. Roberts in the backfield with Kenny and Smith. Fakes the handoff, pass downfield, and it's going to be incomplete. Overthrown to Mike Ducharme.
Smith's pass intended for Michael Ducharme falls incomplete. 3rd down and 10.
3rd and almost 10 for the Wildcats. Benoit and Ducharme off to the left. Kenny again, single set back in the backfield with Smith, back to pass. Looks downfield, he's pursued, he scrambles, lets the ball go. It's complete to Benoit, but he's knocked down immediately. And he actually gets no gain. Actually, the official says it's incomplete. So it's punt formation once again for the Wildcats. So once again, Smith in for punt formation for the Wildcats. Stands at his own 20. 2 men back deep for North Reading. Gets the kick away. It's a good one. Comes down about the 40-yard line, and he's taken down immediately by Tyler Roberts right about the 41 or 42-yard line. So good starting position for the Hornets at their own 41-yard line.
Punt is fielded by number 12, Michael McCullough. Tackle on the play by Wilmington's Tyler Roberts.
Mike McCullough took the punt. It was hit almost immediately by Roberts. He had some good blocking back there, but Roberts was able to meander his way through. Once again, 2 receivers split wide to the right and the left. By throw call signals, hands it off up the middle, big hole down the middle of the field. Tim D'Ambrosio, he's taken down at the 35-yard line by John Kenny.
D'Ambrosio carries for a 1st down. Tackle on the play by number 28, Justin Frazier. North Reading's 1st down, Wilmington 35-yard line.
So it's going to be 1st down for the Hornets. Once again driving. Wilmington has given up some big runs so far in the first half. but so far no score on the scoreboard. 8:20 to go in the first half. By throw call signals. Once again, the backfield, he keeps it. He's being pursued in the backfield, and he breaks free. He finds that lane down the sideline to the 20, and he's taken down at the 12-yard line. Wildcats had him trapped in the backfield with about 4 or 5 tacklers. There is a flag on the play, and it looks like it's going to come back. It's going to be holding against North Reading. Big break for the Wildcats on that. Bythrow showed some very good agility on that. There was almost a mix-up on the handoff. He kept the ball, faked the handoff, and then 3 or 4 or 5 Wildcat tacklers had an opportunity to get him. And he was able to scramble free, but probably with the assistance of a holding call. So once again, it's first down, but 20 yards this time. D'Ambrosio is in the backfield again with Bythrow by himself. 3 wide receivers out to the left. Low snap, and the Wildcats get him in the backfield. Loss of another 1 or 2 yards. Good strong play by the Wildcat defensive front. See, Dylan Bresnahan is in there. Kenyon is still in there.
D'Ambrosio tackled in the backfield for a loss of 2. He's second down 22 for the Hornets.
So once again, 4 wide receivers, 1 in the backfield. Bythrow's back to pass. There's a flag on the play, downfield. Nobody open. There's a flag on the play, and I think it's going to be offside for Wilmington. Actually, it's a procedure call against North Reading. See if the coach said
Penalty is an illegal formation against North Reading.
illegal formation against North Reading.
Down and 22.
So it's going to be 3rd and 22 for the Hornets. And the clock is stopped with 6:38 to go in the first half. Four receivers out again. They're not using them much up to this point. Bythrow is back to pass. He looks downfield, scrambles again. He's got some running room. He lets the ball go deep, floater downfield, and it's going to be knocked down. Knocked down at the 10-yard line.
Ball's incomplete.
4 Wildcat defenders and
Down 22 for the Hornets.
3 Hornet receivers downfield. It's going to be 4th and 22. And I'm thinking they're probably going to punt from here. So D'Ambrosio is into punt. No, I stand corrected. Ryan Edison maybe, or anyway, the punt is away to the right sideline. It's short, but it takes a good North Reading bounce inside the 20. And it'll be down at the 15-yard line, where Wilmington will take over again for their 4th drive of the game. So far, not a lot to show for it. Still no score here at Alumni Field.
From their own 15.
So see if the Wildcats can start to generate some offense. They were shut out in last week's first half against Marblehead. Really opened it up in the second half. So the Wildcats line up Two wide receivers to the right, Frazier and Benoit. Two men in the backfield. Handoff is to Kenny. He finds some running room up the middle, picks up about 3 or 4 yards. Roberts was lined up in the backfield with him, gave him a little bit of blocking. Colin Boucher went on the tackle for North Reading.
John Kenny carries for a gain of 5. Tackle on the play by North Reading's number 53, Michael Luciano.
Mike Luciano went on the tackle with Boucher as well. Second and just over 5 at just about the 20-yard line. Two men in the backfield again. Pass out in the flat to Benoit. He cuts back. He's going to be stopped shy, but he picked up about 2 or 3 yards. A host of North Reading tacklers in on Benoit.
Pass complete to Justin Frazier.
I guess that was to Frazier.
After a gain of 3 by North Reading's number 37, Kevin Brown.
Picks up about 3 yards. It's going to leave third down and about 2 for the Wildcats. Dan Sweeney, big defensive end for the Hornets on the far left of the defense. Kenny alone in the backfield again with Smith. And there's going to be a timeout on the field called by Wilmington. So we'll take a break here for a moment. Remind you that we want to thank all of the veterans who've served our country and continue to serve. There's 2 nights before Veterans Day. We're having this game taking place. The Veterans Day ceremonies will take place on November 11th, which is Saturday, 11 o'clock in the morning on the town common in what is supposed to be possible record cold temperatures. So I'm sure the veterans will be there. They can take it. So if they can take it, we can certainly take it as well. Rotary auction is coming up next Friday night, 17th, at the Knights of Columbus Hall, the big fundraiser for the Wilmington Rotary Club. The biggest fundraiser goes primarily towards scholarships for Wilmington residents who are graduating from high school. The same weekend, the Shriners are having their Festival of Trees up at the Shriners Auditorium for a very minimal donation. Once again, a little bit of a fundraiser for a great organization here in Wilmington, the Shriners at Aleppo Temple. 3rd and 2, handoff to Kenny up the middle. Good blocking, and he's through for a first down. Tyler Roberts got a big block in the back at the line of scrimmage, was able to open up enough of a hole for Kenny to squeeze through. And I think this is maybe the second first down of the game for the Wildcats. Ducharme and Benoit split wide to the left. Frazier in the slot. Roberts alone on the right. Back to pass to Smith. Looks downfield, scrambles. Looks for somebody to throw to, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 22-yard line. He just held it. It's going to be a loss of about 5 yards on the play. Couldn't find anybody open. Good coverage in the defensive backfield by the Hornets.
Smith ran out of bounds for a loss by number 54, Timothy Sanger. He's second down, 14 for the Wildcats.
So 2 wide receivers on each side of the line of scrimmage. Back to pass. It's a screen pass to Kenny. Finds some running room along the right sideline. He's out to the 30, across the 40 to the 45, and he's finally knocked out of bounds. Well-designed screen pass once again by the Wildcats. Gives the Wildcats another first down.
First down. John Kenny carries up to the 45-yard line, where Wilmington has another first down and 10.
We haven't seen a lot of it this year, but it worked last week on a couple of plays, and it worked a couple of times against Gloucester 2 weeks before that. So once again, Tyler Roberts comes out split wide to the right. Ball's at the 45-yard line. Inside handoff to Frazier around the left end. Tries to dance. He's knocked out of bounds after a gain of about 2 yards. Frazier coming across from his flanker position. took the handoff on a counter. Gain 2. Wildcats still shy of midfield. They have not crossed the midfield stripe yet tonight, I don't think. 3rd and 8. Benoit, Frazier, and Roberts. Passes complete to Benoit across midfield down to the 40. He's thrown out of bounds. But that's going to be good enough for another first down. And the Wildcats have started a march here.
Graham Smith pass to Connor Benoit. Good for another Wildcats. First down. Tackled on the play by number 12, Michael McCullough.
Mike McCullough, cornerback, knocked him out of bounds. We knew it was going to be a hard-fought fight tonight, and this game has certainly lived up to its expectations thus far. Once again, Kenny in the backfield, handoff, and he's stopped for no gain at the 40-yard line. 2nd and 10. Clock continues to tick. 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Okay, stopped for no gain. He's 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats.
Not a very big crowd here at Alumni Stadium tonight. The oddity of a Thursday night game that wasn't very well publicized. Pass to Roberts, who finds some running room down the right sideline. The pass is complete. He knocked down just inside the 35 at about the 34-yard line.
Pass is complete to Tyler Roberts.
So the Wildcats are now faced with 3rd down and about 3.5 yards to go. See what they come up with. Ducharme and Benoit off to the left. Back to pass to Smith. Looks for some running room. Quick pass, and it's incomplete, intended for Roberts at the 30-yard line.
Smith's pass intended for Tyler Roberts is incomplete. It will be 4th down 4 for Wilmington.
Because he's standing straight up. He's standing straight up.
So it looks like the Wildcats are going to go for it again. 4th down in North Reading territory at the 34. Still no score tonight's game.
No, that was Captain Obvious. I am like 100% athletic. Hello. Have you seen the size of me? You know?
Smith back to pass, looks downfield. He throws, and there's a little bit of a bump, but it falls incomplete. Good coverage by the North Reading defender. Incomplete at the 30-yard line, and once again, North Reading takes over at the 34-yard line with 2 minutes left to go in the first half.
Graham Smith's pass is incomplete, and North Reading will take over on downs. 1st and 10.
Just a reminder that the Thanksgiving Day game this year is going to be at Tewksbury High School's Doucette Field. 10 o'clock Thanksgiving morning. WCTV will be there to cover it as well.
Oh, that's not nice of them. Let them know they do that at freshman game.
So we'll see what North Reading can generate in the last 2 minutes of the half. By throw. Handed off for little or no gain up the middle.
Rojo tackled for no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
It's going to be 2nd and 10, just inside the 35. D'Ambrosio again in the backfield. Hand off up the middle. He finds some running room, cuts back. He's taken down at the 40-yard line. Gained about 6 yards on the play. 3rd and 4 for the Hornets.
Rojo carries for a gain of 7.
Clock continues to tick down. 1:14 left in the first half.
3rd down and 3 for the Hornets.
Mike Brown splits out wide to the left for the Hornets. 2 wide receivers out to the right. Keeps the ball. He runs up the middle, and he's going to be taken down close to a first down. Looks like he's got enough for it. So North Reading picks up a first down at the 50-yard line, to the 45-yard line. 40 seconds, and there's going to be a timeout called by North Reading.
Take a full timeout.
Play Gator. Play Gator.
So as we come to the sideline, we'll take a quick station break. After the timeout, we'll be right back with the last 40 seconds of the first half. Okay, we're back in action here. North Reading just picked up a first down on the last play, so they have the ball at their own 45-yard line. First and 10, 40 seconds to go. By throw call signals, back to pass. He's being rushed, he's being chased, and he's being taken down.
Tackled after a gain of 2 by Wilmington.
Taken down by Dean Nally.
Second down and 8 for the Hornets.
Dean's only a sophomore.
North Reading will take a 30-second timeout.
He's had a great season thus far as a sophomore. Played every single game starting.
Go, kid.
So another timeout, 30-second timeout in the field, 32 seconds to go. Second and 8. Jake Bedell's in the backfield. He comes out in the slot on the left side. Along with Mike Brown, split wide to the left. By throws back to pass. He scrambles again. He's being chased. Lets the ball go as he's hit downfield, and it's caught. Caught at the 30-yard line. Great diving catch.
He had it. Number 4 just needs to get off of him.
Catch was by Jake Bedell. So brings the ball down to the 31-yard line. Another Wildcat, another Hornet first down. So we'll see what happens as we wind down the final seconds of the first half.
Hornets taking a 30-second timeout.
Okay, ready for action here. By throw back to pass again. Throws it downfield and it's incomplete. Tyler Roberts on the coverage downfield. Mike McCullough was the intended recipient of the pass. Second and 10 from the 31, down to 18 seconds.
It'll be second down and 10 for the Hornets.
By throw, sprints out to the right. Got one blocker. Pressure downfield. Man is open, but it's overthrown out of bounds. Down near the 5-yard line. That brings up third and 10 with 11 seconds. So maybe 2 more plays in the half.
Vitro's pass is incomplete. Third down and 10 for the Hornets.
I like that call, Art.
See what the North Reading sideline can come up with. Dylan Bresnahan's been playing a solid game on the defensive line for the Wildcats tonight. Last play of the first half. By throw at quarterback. Rolls out, throws it to the right. It's picked off. Dean Nally, defensive end number 83, grabbed the pass. He's at the 40, to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown. Dean Nally returns at 70 yards for the Wildcats on an interception return. The Wildcats on the last play of the first half have scored. It's now 6-0 Wilmington. Great play by Dean Nally. Great. He stepped in front of the pass. It was intended as a flare out. So now the Wildcats will be lining up for an extra point. There is no time left on the clock here in the first half. Unbelievable. So we're ready for the extra point. Adam Bishop in, Tristan Champer on to hold for the Wildcats. That's going to be a heartbreaking play for the North Reading Hornets. They were in Wilmington territory at the 30-yard line. Just seconds left on the clock. So Bishop's ready for the extra point. Champa to hold. Holds the ball at the 7-yard line. Snap is back. Ball down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. Adam Bishop converts. The Wildcats are up 7-0 at halftime. And both teams will go into the locker rooms at halftime. Wilmington is up 7, North Reading nothing. Stay with us for the halftime show. The Wilmington High School Band will be back for second half action and the halftime program right after this. Welcome back to second half action out here at Alumni Field. Wildcats are out to a 7-0 lead thanks to a last-second interception return by 83 Dean Nally, defensive end for the Wildcats, who carried the ball back 70 yards for a touchdown on the last play before the half. Intended for Mark D'Ambrosio, ran it back 60 yards for pay dirt, and the Wildcats are out to a 7-0 lead as we get ready to start the second half.
9-1. Please collect your prize at the band parent tent.
North Reading will be receiving the second half kickoff. Wildcats will be kicking off. Adam Bishop, who added the extra point, will be kicking off for the Wildcats from his own 40-yard line. Once again, Thanksgiving Day morning, 10 o'clock up at Doucette Field in Tewksbury. The Wildcats, who are currently 7-2 in the season, will be facing the Tewksbury Redmen, who are 8-1 on the season going into tonight's game, or tomorrow's game. Both teams have had great seasons, so we'll see how things go. Should be a very competitive game Thanksgiving Day. It's also a competitive game tonight. Two receivers deep back. It's a squib kick down at the 40-yard line, taken upfield by number 50. Jackson D'Angelo is taken down just inside the 45-yard line.
I just got popcorn delivered to me, by the way.
Bishop's kick is returned by number 50, Jackson D'Angelo.
That kick worked pretty well last week for the Wildcats in the second half. But D'Angelo is able to handle that ball. Stopped at the 43. Hornets take over 1st and 10.
Campo, remember what headset you have so we can contaminate it? Fine. Yep,
By throw, fakes the handoff, starts running, and he's stopped for a short gain out at the 45, just over the 45-yard line. Fake the handoff to D'Ambrosio.
Carries for a gain of 3. Second on the play by Bailey Smith.
Second and about 8
for the Hornets.
for the Hornets. Mike McCula split wide to the right. Justin Frazier across from him. Roberts is covering the other wide receiver. I think it's Mike McCula. Takes the handoff in the jet sweep. Good coverage by the Wildcats. Fake handoff on the runner going across.
Carries for a gain of 2. Tackle the play by Jason Valley. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Jason Valley in the tackle. I think Tyler Rabbit's got a hand in there as well. 3rd and about 6 for North Reading. Lionel Bean splits out wide to the left for the Hornets. McCula splits wide to the right. 2 men in the backfield with Bythrow. First time we've seen this tonight. He sprints out to the left. Good coverage by the Wildcats, and he's going to be stopped shy right at the line of scrimmage, right at the 47, 48-yard line. Good tackle. Good gang tackling by the Wildcats. Bailey Smith in there. Kyle Kenyon, Paxton Cook.
Stop by number 43, Bailey Smith. They'll bring up 4th and 5 for the Hornets.
This will be 4th and 5 for the Hornets, and they will go into punt formation.
Alex
D'Ambrosio is into punt. Kenny by himself, deep back for the Wildcats. It's a bad snap, and he just barely gets it away. It rolls dead at the 34, 33-yard line of Wilmington. There were 4 or 5 Wildcats in the backfield. Almost got a hand on the punt. They may have actually deflected it a little bit, but the ball did travel down about 20 yards, 25 yards downfield, where the Wildcats will take over for their first drive of the second half. They take the ball over at the 33-yard line. Once again, Ducharme comes out wide to the left. Benoit and Frazier split wide to the right. 2 men in the backfield. Hand off to Kenny. Sprints out wide to the right. Finds some running room downfield. He's close to a first down. Out to about the 42-yard line where he stopped. Actually, they move it out to the 43-yard line, and they give him a first down on the carry.
First and 10 for Wilmington.
Good first down run by Kenny to start the third quarter. Once again, Ducharme split out wide to the left. Back to pass to Smith in the flat to Connor Benoit. He has it, and he's going to be stopped for a gain of about 1 yard or 2. Stays in bounds. Taken down at the 44-yard line.
Smith pass complete to Connor Benoit. Tagged out to a gain of 1.
Gained a yard.
And on the tackle for the Hornets, number 13, Jake Bedell.
Second and 9 for the Wildcats. 7:43 to go in the third quarter. 2 wide receivers split to the right. Roberts in the backfield. Hand off to Kenny. He goes across to the 45. Tiptoes for gain of about 3 or 4 yards. Taken down just shy of the 50-yard line. Third and 5. Third and about 4 for the Wildcats.
Tagged on the play by number 53, Michael Luciano.
Yeah, you said fire strong and they didn't fire.
Third down and 4 for the Wildcats.
Okay, we'll see what the Wildcats have cooked up on 3rd and 4, close to midfield. Fake the handoff. Smith keeps it across midfield to the 50, across the 40, down to the 30-yard line. Good running room, faked the handoff, kept the ball himself.
For another Wilmington. First down.
Probably the longest run from scrimmage for the Wildcats so far tonight. 22-yard gain for Graham Smith.
First and 10 Wilmington from the Hornet 29-yard line.
That play's worked a few times this year. Focus has been on Kenny for most of the game. Tyler Roberts is always somebody that demands coverage. And when the handoff is faked and Smith keeps it, he's got some great ability to run. Back to pass now, looks downfield. Pass is open to Ducharme. He's taken down for a first down at the 12-yard line.
Graham Smith pass complete to number 34, Michael Ducharme. Good for another Wildcat. First down.
So the Wildcats are driving with their first drive of the second half. .6:10 to go in the third quarter. Ducharme again splits wide to the left. 3 wide receivers, Roberts, Frazier, and Benoit out wide to the right. Handoff up the middle to Kenny. And he's going to be stopped for a short gain. He picks up about 2 or 3 yards on the carry. He's down to the 10-yard line, so it's about a 2-yard pickup.
John Kenny tackled after a gain of 1.
Second and 8.
By North Reading's number 54, Timothy Sanger.
Roberts in the backfield with Kenny. Quick snap. Connor back to pass. Smith back to pass. It's touchdown, Mike Ducharme. Got loose in the back of the end zone. So the Wildcats score their second touchdown of the game, opening drive of the second half. Adam Bishop comes in to attempt the extra point. Once again, Tristan Champer in to hold. Snap, ball down, kick is up, and once again, it is good. And the Wildcats come off the field, leading 14-0. After a very close and hard-fought first half, the Wildcats have now come up with 2 quick touchdowns, one on the last play of the first half. And with their first drive of the second half, they score again. 5:13 to go in the third quarter. And we'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the continuation of the third quarter right after this.
You're watching Wildcats football on Wildcat Sports TV.
We're back to for the kickoff here in the third quarter. Adam Bishop tees it up. Kick is downfield. It's taken at the 24-yard line by Alex D'Ambrosio. Finds a big hole up the middle, and he's taken down by the kicker, Adam Bishop. Game-saving, a touchdown-saving tackle just shy of midfield. Found some good running room up the middle and then broke to the left.
First and 10 from their own 47-yard line.
Certainly Adam showed that he can play a little bit of football in addition to using his feet. Good tackle on the play on D'Ambrosio. North Reading takes the ball over first and 10 at their own 48-yard line. Once again, McCullough split out wide to the right. Man in motion. Fake the handoff. And once again, the quarterback bite throw is stopped for no gain. Good play by the Wilmington defensive line, holding their spots on the defensive line. Looks like Bresnahan was over on the side there with Kyle Kenyon again. Looks like Wilmington has gone to pretty much a 5-man defensive line. Man in motion once again. Fake handoff. Bite throw keeps it again, and once again he breaks free. And he actually looks like he might have made it close to a first down. He had a couple of tacklers hanging all over him, and it's going to be a first down for North Reading inside Wilmington territory at the 42-yard line.
Fidell's carry is good for a Hornet first down. Tackled by number 33, Pat Carroll.
Good running by the quarterback, bite throw there. Once again, man in motion, bite throw keeps it again, and once again he stopped for short gain, about 3 yards, just inside the 40. Kyle Kenyon comes out, looks like he's banged up a little bit.
On the play by number 43, Bailey Smith. Second down and 7 for the Hornets.
Kyle Said comes back in the game for Kenyon. Second and about 6. Handoff. The man coming across, he's taken down for a short gain. Lost his footing as he made the turn. Jake Bedell on the run. Stopped about 3rd and 5. Dylan Bresnahan comes off. Knight comes back on. Said comes back off. Big play for North Reading. They got to try to pick up a few yards here. Handoff again, fumble on the play. And Wilmington says they have it. Let's see. They don't, or they do. Brendan Ross did recover the fumble for the Wildcats, and the Wildcats will take over at their own 37-yard line. Big play. 2:31 to go in the third quarter. See if the Wildcats can keep up their momentum. Sure, Coach Craig Turner is very happy with not only the defensive part of the game tonight, but the Wildcats are starting to find their way offensively as well. Fake handoff. Smith finds a lot of room downfield. Man open is Kenny down the right sideline. To the 20, to the 10, touchdown, Wilmington! John Kenny found running room along the right sideline out on the flat, got behind the defender, and that play, I believe, went about 55 yards. The Wildcats have had so many huge plays this year so far. So once again, Adam Bishop in for the extra point. Champa holds. And the kick is up, and the kick once again is good. Wildcats come off the field with a 21-0 lead here with 2:18 left to go in the third quarter. And in the span of about 10 minutes, Wildcats have scored 3 touchdowns. And they've definitely taken control of the game thus far. Once again, a reminder about the Rotary auction coming up next Friday night, the 17th, at the Knights of Columbus Hall. The same night, the same weekend, Shriners Auditorium is hosting the Festival of Trees. For a small donation, go in, try to get yourself into the Christmas spirit. First Sunday in December, the Knights of Columbus is hosting the Breakfast with Santa at the Knights of Columbus. Tickets are $8. You can get them from any member of the Sons of Italy. Bring the kid in for a nice breakfast and an opportunity to sit on Santa's lap. Tree lighting comes up the week after that, I think. A lot of activities going on in Wilmington here in the next few weeks, including Thanksgiving Day at Tewksbury. Adam Bishop steps into the ball. It's another squib kick. Ball is loose, and ball stays loose, and it's finally recovered by one of the North Reading short men at the 40-yard line. Wildcats had an opportunity to pick it up there. Kyle Kenyon is back in the game. Commented a few times this year about the toughness of some of these kids. You know, the co-captain certainly, but Graham Smith last week cramped up, came back into the game after several times having to take a couple plays off. Tyler Roberts goes without saying, a stud. Kyle Kenyon on the defensive line and offensive line as well. Been a great season for a lot of these kids. Bythrow calls signals at the 40. Almost got stuffed in the backfield. He's taken down. The running back is taken down for a 5-yard gain. Jake Bedell took the handoff. Ball is out to the 45-yard line of North Reading. One of the Wildcat defenders almost got in on the handoff. It would have been a disaster for the Hornets. 3 wide receivers out to the right. Actually, Bythrow comes out in a running back position. Alex D'Ambrosio looks like he's going to be the quarterback. Either that or they brought in another, I'm not sure if it's Hennessy or McCullough is a quarterback maybe. Can't see yet. We'll tell you in a minute. And we have a penalty on the play for North Reading. It's going to set them back 5 yards. I think I saw an official say illegal procedure.
5-yard penalty, second down and 10.
Looks like Jake Bedell has taken over at quarterback. And Bythrow has come out split wide to the right. Bedell holds the ball, runs with it, finds a big hole up the middle of the field. And he's going to be taken down at the 20-yard line. Good open field running, and Bedell's down in the field.
first down.
It's like he might have hurt his ankle on the tackle.
Timeout on the field.
Good pursuit by the Wildcat defense after about a 35-yard gain. That's a shame. He had just come in at quarterback. Made a nice screen, a nice draw play up the middle. Now he's got to go off the field. Looks like Bythrow will come back in as quarterback. But North Reading has the ball deep in Wilmington territory at the 20. 47 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Wilmington Wildcats are up 21-0 here at Alumni Field. Actually, Brian Heffernan has come in at quarterback now for North Reading, a sophomore. Actually, a freshman. So Bythrow's still in the game. He's out at wide receiver. Heffernan calling signals. 15 seconds left to go in the quarter. Heffernan keeps the ball, and he slipped a little bit on the field about the 20-yard line. No gain. And that should bring us to the end of the third quarter. It is. Timeout on the field. End of the third quarter. The Wildcats lead the North Reading Hornets 21-0. We'll be back with fourth quarter action right after this.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Okay, we're back with fourth quarter action here at Wilmington's Alumni Field. Wildcats have a 21-0 lead. Bythrow is back in at quarterback for the Hornets. Sprints to the right, and he's going to be taken down for no gain, loss of a yard. Officials blow the play dead. Going to make a third down and about 11 for North Reading at the 20-yard line, just outside the 20. Third and 11. Bythrow in the backfield with D'Ambrosio. D'Ambrosio comes to the left. Man in motion. Fakes the handoff. There's a fumble on the play. It's in the backfield at the 30. And the Wilmington tacklers finally, whoever recovered it, several Wildcats had an opportunity to knock him out of bounds. Good heads-up play by the receiver on the North Reading sideline. Couldn't make out who it was. But Bythrow was hit just as he was about to pitch it back, knocked the ball backwards. So it's going to be fourth down and about 16 or 17 for North Reading. Big play coming up for the Hornets here. If they want to stay in the game, they're going to have to do something with this one. Heffernan is now back in at quarterback. Bythrow comes in as a slot receiver on the left side. Heffernan, as I said, only a freshman. Baptism by fire. Back to pass. Lets the ball go down the sideline. It's a floater, and it's caught for a touchdown. Like Pat Carroll was on coverage for the Wildcats back in the end zone, but it just got over his head. Nice catch in the end zone by the North Reading wide receiver. Missed him. So North Reading is back in the game now. D'Ambrosio in for the extra point.
Bros will win for the extra point.
And the kick is up. The kick is good.
The extra point is good.
With 8:59 left to go in the third in the game. North Reading has finally scored. Score is Wilmington 21, North Reading.
This time we'd like to recognize a couple of the Wilmington fall sports teams. First, congratulations to the Wilmington High School cheerleading team on winning the Middlesex League Championship for the first time since 2010. The team competes in the North Regionals on Sunday at 4:45 p.m. at Lowell High School. Please come support the team. We'd also like to congratulate the Wilmington High School field hockey team on advancing all the way to the North semifinal before falling to Watertown. This is the furthest the Wildcat field hockey team has advanced in the state tournament.
So we wait for the kickoff. Our PA announcer, Mike, has mentioned that the field hockey team fell to Watertown in the semifinals of the field hockey last week. Watertown, a perennial champion. Wildcats played them very tough twice this year, finally falling to them in the final. So it's like Tom Patch is going to kick either that or D'Ambrosio. One of the two is going to kick off for North Reading. Kenny is back by himself at the 23-yard line. All the Wilmington men are up. Patch kicks it, pops up, and it looks like the Wildcats have recovered it at the 42, 43-yard line.
Justin Fraser on the recovery for the Wildcats.
I think it was Justin Fraser, I think, on the recovery by the Wildcats on the squib kick. So Wildcats break it out, their own 48-yard line. Handoff to, he keeps it, and he's going to be stopped for a gain of about a yard, maybe two, just shy of the 50-yard line. Fake the handoff to Kenny. That worked for a big gain back in the third quarter.
Jack Keller. He's 2nd and 9 for the Wildcats.
Kyle Penny comes into the game in the backfield to give Kenny a breather. He lines up right next to Graham Smith. Roberts on the right side. Penny breaks free for a couple of yards, gets across midfield down to the 49-yard line. Kenny comes back in. Little shout out to the band again. It's been a cold night. A lot of cold metal on lips, but they've been playing all night long, supporting their football team. So 3rd and about 7. Kenny back in the backfield. Frazier and Roberts split out wide to the right. Back to pass. I think he was trying to set up a screen. That didn't work. Good blocking, though. Coming forward, he lets the ball go out of bounds. Nobody open for the Wildcats in the secondary.
Pass ball is incomplete. 4th down and 7 for the Wildcats.
Smith got out of the pocket and just threw it down beyond the down marker. So no penalty on the play. So the ball is at the 49-yard line of North Reading, and Graham Smith will be in to punt the ball away. Mike Mikula back deep. A high snap. Smith gets a beautiful kick away. Mikula takes it, and he's taken down immediately by a host of Wildcat tacklers. Connor Benoit, Brendan Ross, and I think maybe Pat Carroll in on that play. Great coverage. And Kyle Kenyon was in there as well. So North Reading is going to take the ball. They'll have it at their own 10-yard line. So they're 90 yards away from pay dirt. 7 minutes to go in the game. Wildcats are still up by 2 touchdowns. But North Reading did do that last week. They got 2 touchdowns in the last couple of minutes of the game to make it a close game against Melrose. Bythrow keeps it, scrambles, and he's taken down from behind. Gain of about 5 yards. Dylan Bresnahan in the tackle from behind. Picked up about 6 yards. It's been a well-played game tonight in terms of penalties. Very few penalties on either side. Snap is low, handoff up the middle, and they're taken down in the backfield for a loss. It's like Kenyon in on the play again. It's going to be a loss of a couple of yards. It's going to be 3rd and 7. Ball is down at the 13-yard line. 6:12 to go in the game. North Reading almost has to get a first down here to have any chance of moving downfield. A lot of time being taken on the sideline. Clock continues to move. Heffernan is back in at quarterback. A lot of time coming off the clock, at least a half a minute. Heffernan takes it to snap in the end zone. It's a fumble. I think the play was blown dead, and I think there might have been either a penalty, delay a game.
Penalty is delay of game on the Hornets. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down and 12.
It seemed interminable to get the ball snapped. So it's going to be 3rd and 12 for North Reading after a 5-yard march off. It's one of the difficulties of having a young quarterback come in off the bench, especially as a freshman. So Bresnahan checks back in for the Wildcats. 3rd and 12. Heffernan takes the snap, passes it out to the right. Good pursuit by the Wildcats, but the running back makes it out close to a first down. He's knocked down right at the 20-yard line, and it is enough for a first down for North Reading.
Gotta move.
Bythrow pass complete to number 13. Jake Fidel. It's good for a Hornet first down.
So North Reading has the ball at their own 20-yard line. Heffernan still at quarterback. Bythrow is still in the game, but he's out as a slot receiver right now. 5 wide receivers, and make it 4 wide receivers for North Reading. Heffernan takes the snap, inside handoff, finds some running room, and he's taken down in a good tackle. Jason Valley stops the ball carrier at the 25-yard line for a gain of about 5. Almost broke free. Good tackle by Valley. Clock continues to tick. 4:15 to go in the game. And North Reading has just taken a lot of time off the clock. One of their offensive linemen going off the field came up a little bit lame. I guess there's a timeout on the field. So the clock stops at 4:12. And who's in at quarterback? D'Ambrosio's back there. Heffernan is out. Looks like maybe Makula. I can't really tell. Maybe Bedell. Bedell's in at quarterback. Fakes the handoff, and he's stopped for no gain, maybe a gain of a yard at the 26-yard line of North Reading. Once again, good tough tackling by the Wildcats on the defensive left side of the field. Paxton Cook taking up a couple blockers. Brendan Ross and Pat Carroll all in on that left defensive line. Once again, the ball carrier stopped in the backfield again. I don't know why they're running with less than 3 minutes to go and down by 2 touchdowns. But this is going to set up a 4th down and 4th and about 6 or 7. Actually 4th and 5 for North Reading. So last-ditch effort here. So Heffernan is back in at quarterback. He threw the touchdown pass a short time ago. 4th and 5, 3 wide receivers out to the left. Back to pass, looks downfield, and the ball is knocked down. It's an incomplete pass, but the Wildcats are going to take over the ball deep in North Reading territory at the 25-yard line, which should just about wrap it up for the Wildcats tonight. 2:47 left in the game. Defense comes off the field. Offense comes back on. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at the North Reading 25. Up 21-7. 2:47 left in the game. Smith in the backfield, hands off to Kenny. He's going to be stopped in the backfield for no gain at the 28-yard line. North Reading has used a couple of the timeouts, so the clock is going to continue to move. Once again, Kyle Penny comes into the backfield. John Kenny takes a well-deserved break. Benoit out wide to the right. Once again, a handoff to Penny. Cuts into the middle of the line, picks up about 2 yards, stopped at about the 25-yard line, gets back to the original line of scrimmage. 2 minutes, the clock continues to tick. Third and 10 for the Wildcats. Ducharme splits out wide to the left. Roberts wide to the right. Benoit and Frazier in the slot. Hand off to Penny. Actually, Smith keeps the ball around the right sideline. He's stopped shy of a 1st down. He kept the ball on the fake handoff. Stays in bounds. Clock continues to run. 1:23. And he is stopped at the 22-yard line. 4th and 8. Wholesale changes for the Wildcats on offense, or some of the offense. Arnaud Milford comes in as a wide receiver in the far left. It's 4th down for the Wildcats, 51 seconds left in the game. Smith takes it, hands off to Kyle Penny, who was stopped for little no gain, maybe a loss of a couple of yards. So North Reading will take over on downs with 43 seconds left to go in the game. Hoping to have a pre-Thanksgiving show at WCTV sometime in the next week and a half to preview the Thanksgiving game. Coach Turner's going to try to get his captains together. We'll talk about some of the highlights of the year so far, so keep an eye out for that on WCTV. This game should be airing during the week prior to Thanksgiving, once we put it all together. Bike throw back in the backfield. Handoff up the middle. And once again stopped for little or no gain at the 22-yard line. Stopped by Kyle Kenyon and Brendan Ross. And we're down to the last 30 seconds of the game.
Thomas Patch on the carry for the Hornets.
Haven't been able to follow North Reading much as far as how their games have gone this year, but it's clearly a running offense. They really haven't got much to talk about offensively in the air. Pitch back on the far sideline, taken down once again in the backfield by Tyler Roberts. And that should do it. The clock winds down. And that's it, folks. The game is over. The final score at Wilmington High School, Wilmington 21, North Reading 7. A great season thus far for the Wildcats as both teams come back to midfield. Congratulations to the Wildcats on a great season, now sitting at 8-2. North Reading had a great season as well. Dropped to 6-4. They play Linfield on Thanksgiving morning. We hope you'll join us for Wilmington High School, Tewksbury High School at Doucette Field on Thanksgiving morning on the replay. For those of you that are watching, once again, reminder that you can watch WCTV.org. These games are all in high definition when they air. All of the home games are available in addition to last week's game in Marblehead. Shout out to the band, Adam Dawson, Michael Shampoo, Sam Marzi, and all the players on both sidelines for a great game tonight. Nice, clean game. Final score for the final time, Wilmington 21, North Reading Hornets 7. Thanks for joining us. Good night.